Hey guys, what's up? I thought for this next speedrun practice, whatever you want to call it, we could just like have a little chat, you and I, while I play. I didn't really feel like streaming today. I did earlier, but I didn't feel like streaming tonight, I should say. I'm a little anxious, so I thought it would be a little less stress, a little less involvement. We could just hang out, get to know each other a little bit. So if you don't know me, my name is Ashlyn. I go by Badeline Strawberry on Twitch as well as on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at Badelineberry. I think Instagram also. I'm not really sure. I'm going to turn this down a little in my ears. It's a little loud. And I just wanted to kind of have an introduction to my channel, have an introduction to me, if you haven't seen me yet. So we're just going to kind of have a stream of consciousness while I play Celeste, because that's my favorite game. So I guess that's a great place to start. Celeste is kind of where... Oh, come on, you dummy. Celeste is kind of where my love for video games really came back. So I guess a little background. I wasn't really allowed... Well, I was allowed. I wasn't really encouraged to play games as a kid. So I grew up, my parents are separated, and my dad had a PlayStation 1 and then a PlayStation 2, and we played a lot of Call of Duty, which I'm terrible at, but he's worse. If I ever play Call of Duty, you'll see. He's the worst at it, but I'm still pretty bad. And then at my mom's house, I had a Game Boy Advanced, was my first console. And I remember, because I only had one game that I can distinctly remember playing, which was the Lizzie McGuire When Cheerleaders Attack, which I still have my original copy of the game. I don't still have the original Game Boy, but I did buy a new one since then. I have a pink one, of course. And I also had a Nintendo DS. I had the DSi, and I had a Wii. Were my big, my first introduction. So I was big Nintendo fan. I'm currently playing on the Switch with detached Joy-Cons. I know that makes me a heathen. It's just how I play it. I always play handheld, so I'm kind of used to always having my hands separated when I play this game. But the first game that I really, really connected with was Celeste. So I've always been, before Celeste, let me just say this before I keep going, I always really liked farming simulators, so the Harvest Moons, Stardew Valley was like a really big game for me. It still kind of is, but Celeste, I don't know what it is about this game. So I was in a relationship for about 5 years. No harm to this person. We still, as of right now, we're still talking on a semi-regular basis. He's a very nice guy. Things just, we met when we were 17, and I'm 23 now, so we're just not really the same people I think we were back then. But this was a game that his friends and him had played a lot of, and I didn't have a Switch until the end of 2018. I think August of 2018. So I have watched him play this game for so many hours. We would sit around in his living room and watch them play the game. Oh, I missed that skip, damn it. So when I got a Switch, the first game I bought was Celeste. And, oh, come on, Ashlyn. Why you gotta suck? There we go. So I'm gonna lean back a little bit. That might be better. A better angle. So yeah, this was the first game I bought on my Switch. I got it digitally. I have since bought the physical copy, which I love. I beat the game in about 8 hours, which, considering I'm not somebody who plays video games, I wasn't at the time, was a huge feat. And I had this just incredible connection with the game, and the story really, really touched my heart. I'll show you at the end of this chapter. I have a tattoo from this game on my wrist. I officially have gamer blood now. But the story of it just really, really hit home for me. So something that you'll learn about me, I'm very, very open when it comes to mental health, and self-awareness, and, you know, reaching out for help when you need it. I'm currently actually going for my master's in clinical mental health counseling. I do have plans to move on to my doctorate from there and get my PsyD. So I will be Dr. Gamer. My undergraduate degree is in music therapy. So I am a music therapist. I am board certified. I'm not practicing due to the pandemic. But I'm really, really invested and involved in mental health. So I have a tattoo. Let me see if I can show you. Hi, here I am in full screen really fast. So I got the feather from the, what is it, Reflection? Is that it? No, I never get the names right. I don't know the damn names of the chapters. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 with the wind and the gondola scene. So yeah, I'm really, really open with mental health. A lot of times on Twitch, we have some conversations about, you know, being validated and that your feelings are always valid, even if nobody believes you. I want you to know that your feelings can't lie to you. How you're feeling is how you're feeling. You can't make that up internally. You could lie about how you're feeling out loud, but the feeling you're experiencing, you can't make that up. So it's a big thing I do is I believe in empowerment. I believe in, you know, support systems, reaching out if you need help. There's no shame in reaching out. If you get anything from this video, it's reach out to somebody, whether that's me, my DMs are always open, or somebody else. If you ever are in crisis, please text 741-741. I think you just text hi or home and it connects you. That's the crisis text line. I actually volunteer with them, but I use a fake name so you wouldn't know it's me helping you. But if that's anything you take away from this, I would say that's it. Some other things about me. So like I said, oh fuck, I curse a lot. That's something. My channel is very 18 plus. In addition to being mental health positive, I am also very sex positive. I'm very, just my entire like moral compass, if that's what you want to call it, is pretty much do whatever you want with your life as long as you're not hurting yourself or other people. So if that means, you know, following a religious path or following different politics, different lifestyle choices, you know, that's fine as long as you're not hurting other people. So as I just said, politics, I wanted to make an asterisk to that comment, which is if you believe that certain human rights are not rights, that is harming somebody. So I'm not going to sit here and say every single person of every single political belief is welcome. It depends. So especially in this current political climate, I feel the need to make that statement. What else? So I'm a musician. I'm a vocalist. I play the piano. I play the guitar. I play the ukulele. Oh, come on, you stupid girl. I'm very, very nice to myself, clearly. I love animals. I'm a vegan, which I know, oh my god, unfollow her. She's horrible. I will say this out loud right now. I will never make a comment to anybody about how they eat. So please don't make any comments to me about how I eat. It's just a mutual respect thing. It's my own decision I made a couple years ago. It's almost 4 years. But I did eat meat for 19 of those. So again, you can do whatever you would like. Just don't. If I give you that respect, I just want that respect back. I only share that because it will come out, because a lot of times I do mukbangs on stream. And you'll be like, oh my god, that's so gross. Why would she be vegan? Ew, where's your protein? Just chillax. Okay. Yeah, I love animals. I have 2 guinea pigs behind me. If you hear them squeaking, they like to do that sometimes when I'm on stream, sometimes when I'm in class. I also have an axolotl. who lives behind me in that tank. His name is Mushu. He is a emote on the channel. Coco and Chloe are the guinea pigs. I also have a rabbit. His name is Pichu because I'm a Pokemon nerd. Fun fact, I actually don't like Pokemon that much. I just like certain Pokemon, and maybe that makes me a stereotypical gamer girl for loving Bulbasaur, but you know, I do sit on a pink chair. So that's the other thing. Something that I did when I was a child was I told myself I wasn't allowed to do things that were girly. I was a tomboy. I'm very much like, you know, playing in the dirt. I had boy cousins. I, you know, played with trucks and race cars and video games. And I told myself, you know, I shouldn't like pink. Pink is a girly girl color, and I'm not a girly girl. I love pink. So as a adult, I am choosing to surround myself with things that I like. And that means a pink headset, a pink gaming chair, and the Razer Quartz pink keyboard, mouse, and headphone stand. I also bought a cup warmer for my desk for when I'm in class, because I do class from home as of right now because of the pandemic. And it is pink because it matches. I bought a little Keurig. You guessed it, it's pink. I'm really leaning into this stereotype, baby. What else? I like to think I have a good sense of humor. I mean, many might disagree with me. I'm a big memer. I'm a big jokester. I love to just, you know, sometimes I can make jokes that are a little, like, dark. It's my way of coping. We all have coping mechanisms, and that's mine. It's through humor. I currently live with my parents. It is a bit of a complicated situation. I don't like to talk about it just because I want to respect the privacy of everyone involved. But I do talk about it on stream sometimes. I just don't talk about it in any recorded forms because I want to protect everybody's privacy. But everybody has issues with their families, and I don't want to, you know, bring it public attention to that at this time. Maybe in the future, but not right now. Let's see what else. I really love to craft. I really like to make things. I've been into crochet a lot. So I used to go to school in a major city, my undergraduate degree. I'm not going to tell you what school that was for safety reasons, but it was in a major city. And I used to take the train every day. And something that I learned was I get really train sick very easily. So I can't, like, read a book while I'm on a train. It makes me very car sick. I also get very anxious. I have a lot of anxiety in general. I'm an anxious girl. I'm a little nervous. So I needed something to do on the train ride, which was about, you know, it was a while. I'm not going to say time again for, you know, trying not to totally dox myself here. So I needed something to do on the train for an extended period of time. And I didn't want to just listen to music, so I took up crochet. And right now I'm currently working on a sweater. I can conveniently show it to you because it's right next to me. I found this beautiful, you can't really see the color, this like beautiful green emerald color. So I had to buy it. I have a problem with yarn. There's a lot of it in my room. So I crochet. I also have an Etsy. I'll post all the links and fun stuff down in the description, but I'm currently making cat toys full of catnip shaped like bongs. So cat bongs, because the cat gets stoned off of catnip. They are completely safe. They are organic. There's no marijuana in these products. Let me say that right now. What else? I'm trying to think. I thought I would make a video like this. I was trying to figure out what my first, like, video should be. And I've tried so many times to do the little record button for, like, a 4-minute introduction of here's what the channel's gonna be, and here's who I am, and follow, subscribe, and all that jazz. You'll get to know me, I hope you enjoy what you're hearing so far and you want to spend some time in our community. I work very hard in keeping the community very safe, very accepting, very kind. So far, it's been going great. We've had some issues, and I have since removed those people from the community. But you'll learn that I am a little scatterbrained, so let's talk diagnoses for a minute. Because again, I believe, and you will never be pressured to share anything that you don't want to share, but I think that a big reason mental health is so taboo is because people don't talk about it. So I like to talk about it openly, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's so much shame surrounding being unwell and having, whether it's a situation or if it's an actual disorder, there's so much shame in that. So I try to show people through my comfort of sharing that it's okay to have, a diagnosis. It's okay to not be 100% all the time. It's okay not to be okay. Everyone says it. It's a cliche, but it works and it's true. So my diagnoses currently, I say currently because things could change, is I do have a diagnosis of ADD or ADHD. I've had it since I was diagnosed with it, I should say, when I was about 13 or 12. I remember I had a piano teacher. God, she was horrible. Oh my God. Horrible woman. But she came downstairs one time after the lesson. We used to go to a school. It was a very fancy schmancy school, and I was 10. It probably wasn't a great fit for me, but my mom worked really hard to get me there, so I went. And she came downstairs to talk to my mom, and she said to my mom, you need to go and take her to get fixed or checked out because she was refusing to teach me because I couldn't focus. Now, I would just like to point out, this woman taught me for an hour and a half. She would always keep me late from lessons. No wonder I was 10. Of course I couldn't focus. I didn't want to be there. I only took piano lessons so that my mom would let me take voice lessons. That was the deal. So my mom and I talked about it. Excuse me. And a couple years later, we went to a therapist, and I was diagnosed with ADHD. So what does that mean? It's also ADHD Awareness Month, I think. So basically, for me, it looks different with everybody. I don't really have the hyperactive tendencies like the way that you would think. So I'm not a super high energy running around crazy person. Oh, come on, you stupid girl. Thank you. One of my issues is I get distracted very easily. And it's not because there's a squirrel outside the window or a dog. It's because I have too many thoughts all firing at once. So I like to make the analogy that I am just firing on 6 cylinders at all times. Or I guess even better, if you picture a railroad with a bunch of different train tracks. I am one train, and there are at least 4, maybe 5 tracks going on at the same time. And sometimes I just pop that little train switch, and I didn't tell anybody on the train, and we just moved over to a new set of tracks. Okay. So sometimes that happens. I make connections very quickly, so sometimes I'll say something like train tracks, and my brain will go, train tracks, undergraduate degree, bachelor's degree, oh my god, I got a music degree, I didn't get a music therapy degree, how stupid is that? So now I have a new advisor at graduate school. That's how, from trains. It happens. It's great. In addition to that lovely cocktail, I also have a diagnosis of panic disorder and PTSD. So 2 anxiety disorders. I don't think that I have PTSD. I think it's more of a CPTSD, a chronic PTSD situation, but that has not been approved for the DSM. So as of right now, I will stay with the current diagnosis I have. So one thing I want to say about diagnosis for a second. not everybody needs a diagnosis. Not everybody wants a diagnosis. For me, because that's really the only person I can speak for, I like having the diagnoses I have because it gives me an explanation for things. So I've had anxiety, I've had panic attacks since I was a child. When I was 6, I had a bad head injury. Didn't actually hit my brain, but I fractured my skull. That's a fun story. So I went sledding when I was 6 with my dad, and we went to this high school in my town, in my area, and they had these really, really good sledding hills. And there were 2 hills. There was one that was for like younger kids, and then there was a bigger one that was meant for older kids, like middle school aged and up. And I was a little daredevil, and I wanted to go on the large kid hill. This was in January. Yeah, I was in 1st grade. It was January. I was 6. And a bunch of the big kids saw little me at the hill. And they were like, "You're too small to be on this hill. You're a little baby. Go back to your mommy, blah, blah, blah." And I wasn't having it because I'm a little shit. If you learn that, I'm a stubborn little shit sometimes. And I didn't want to leave. So they told me, "Fine, you can stay, but you have to go off of the ramp to prove that you're cool." Basically hazing. They hazed me. I was hazed by children. And this ramp was a barrel frozen into this... Come on, you idiot. I hate this section. It was a barrel frozen into the ground. Like a half barrel cut. So I went off this ramp. I immediately, when I came down, I hit a patch of, I guess, like dirt. I hit something. It's kind of hazy because it was a long time ago. Where I started spinning out of control. And I hit a fence. And I fractured my skull. From that point on, I started experiencing a little bit of anxiety here and there. That's kind of where I remember it first started, but that seems pretty normal to have, anxiety. But it got to the point, fast forward, I was, 12, 13. I had the record at my middle school and my high school for the most times going to the nurse's office to complain of a stomach ache. Because that is how my anxiety presents itself. I get really bad nausea and really, really bad stomach aches. So the reason I liked having a diagnosis, which I didn't get until I was probably... An official diagnosis I didn't get until my most recent therapist because I asked her for one. My therapist doesn't like giving diagnoses just because they can be limiting, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I wanted one because I wanted to say on a piece of paper, I have anxiety, I get panic attacks, here's proof that they actually happen. Because something that I have a lot of experience and issues with is I don't always trust my memory. I've had a lot of being gaslit in my life from different people in different situations. Again, there are certain things I will talk about, certain things I won't. On stream, I'm a lot more open with certain things just because I know the audience and I don't want it to be recorded. So I wanted the diagnosis just so I had a tangible piece of evidence saying, look, there is actually something going on here. It's not just Ashlyn. The PTSD was the same thing. It is an actual disability, according to the United States. So now when I apply for jobs and things, I check off that, yes, I do have a disability. Because again, I want to start making it more common and more comfortable for people to share things. I will be honest, I don't always check that I have a disability with jobs because I am afraid of not getting hired because of it. But it's something that we're all working on. The reason I said that diagnoses can be limiting is sometimes people will see a diagnosis and they'll use it for blame, and they'll say, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that I have anxiety, so I can be mean to you whenever I want. It's not my fault. I have a disability. Which is true. It's not your fault. But that doesn't mean you can be an asshole. You can have any situation in the book. It does not give you a right to be a total dickhead to somebody. So I wanted the diagnoses just for myself. I also wanted them because I wanted to have disability accommodations when I was in college. I had a lot of trouble completing my undergraduate degree because I had to travel far from home. So I did live at college for a semester. I did not stay because my anxiety and panic was getting so bad that I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't taking care of myself, I wasn't eating, wasn't great. It was not a good time in my life. And then I moved on to bigger and brighter pastures. So I'm now a graduate student. I absolutely adore school. I changed my major from music therapy to mental health counseling because I'm a little bit more passionate about mental health counseling in general. I felt that music therapy was a little bit too music heavy and not enough in the counseling space. And it feels like a great fit. I have some amazing professors and advisors that believe in me. Something that was really hard for me in my undergraduate was a lot of my advisors and professors told me I was going to fail out of school. That was a big occurrence, was that I was going to fail. And it was really hard. But I'm also spiteful a little bit. So I was like, well, now I can't fail because all these people think I'm going to. That's kind of my way of being. What else? Let's see. I have a lot of stuffed animals. A lot of them. I love games. So some of my favorite games right now, I play a lot of Switch. I play a lot of Celeste. There's a joke in stream right now of how long will I pretend to play another game before I just give up and play Celeste. I think right now it's like 40 minutes of Animal Crossing. So I play a lot of Animal Crossing. I play Stardew Valley. I've been really into Toontown Rewritten lately, which if you've never played Toontown, it was a game that was in the early 2000s by Disney, and I fucking loved this game, dude. I loved it so much. And they took it down, and I was very upset. And similarly to Clippenguin, how they re-uploaded it, some very nice people re-uploaded Toontown and made it free. So I've been playing that a lot recently. I love Fire Emblem Three Houses. I like Dragon Quest. I've been dabbling in Minecraft again. I really like Persona 5. I wish I played more of it, but now I have more time. What other games do I play? I do a lot of crafting streams too. It's not just Celeste. And most of the time when I'm streaming Celeste, it looks a lot like this. We have a lot of conversations about other things because I can multitask quite well. But I will say chat death is real, and I have a problem with constantly reading chat messages while I'm speed running, which, you know, I probably shouldn't do, but I care more about the friendship than I do the game. It's probably why I'll never be first in the world, which is fine with me. What else? I really like to read. I've been getting a lot more into reading recently. My partner, so I'm in a relationship right now. His name is Jake. He is absolutely incredible. He is one of those people, you know, when you meet a person and you have that connection, like, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. When you know you've met them before, or you know that, like, regardless if you believe in past lives or not, I do. And he and I had to have had something together before, because I've never in my life had such a strong reaction with somebody so unbelievably quickly. We're already trying to discuss the possibility of moving in together, and we haven't even been out on a date yet because we are currently in a pandemic. We had met back when I was in a relationship, the 5-year one, which was my most serious relationship. And we were all friends, the three of us. And I am not just saying this because I'm posting this online. I am very real with you guys. I'm very direct. There was no shenanigans going on. He was incredibly respectful. I found out, a month or two ago that he has had a crush on me since we met. Which I am completely oblivious to. But we were really good friends for a long time, and he was very respectful during the breakup, and he was very supportive, but made it clear that, because, I had a crush on him pretty quickly after, and I think something that I do is I like to call it, I'm a serial monogamist. I move on very quickly from relationships. Usually because in the case of the 5-year one, I was kind of realizing that we weren't forever for quite some time. It wasn't a rash decision. It was a very carefully thought out decision with my therapist, and we did really, really try, the two of us, and I think he's a really, really wonderful person. And I'm happy to say that we do still have at least some kind of relationship as of right now. I don't know how long that will be, but that was hot. So Jake has been so incredibly just kind and supportive, and we didn't start fucking, are you serious? Come on, Ashlyn. We didn't start dating until March. We started dating, I think, when was it? It was a couple days after Animal Crossing came out. And he actually worked at GameStop at the time. And we were on the complete lockdown in our state. So we've never been out on a date. The closest thing we've ever done outside of our homes is go on a walk at a nature center. But we're very serious. And he is a big... he's very supportive of Twitch and YouTube. And he also games, obviously, with the GameStop thing. His username is Mostly Anxious. I tease him because he has, I think, 50 followers on Twitch and he doesn't stream. But he's very supportive. He's a really great moderator also. And just, like I said, a really kind person. So you will be seeing a lot of him. He streams with me sometimes. So in case you're like, hey, who's this 6'3" bearded tattooed guy? That is Jake, my partner. What else? I have a little sister. She is 4. She'll be 5 next year. That's how birthdays work. Great job, Ashlyn. Sometimes my brain turns off and the mouth just keeps going with the sentence, and my brain has already left the station and gone somewhere else. She is my dad's and his girlfriend's daughter. Dwada. She's such a precious human being, and I love her to death. I don't get to see her very often. Again, family stuff I don't talk about on recorded outlets, but if you ever want to ask me about it, hop into stream. Let's see what else. I'm really into learning. So I like, education. I'm really interested in the occult and documentaries about cults and the occult. I like all of the cult things. I really like serial killer documentaries, not like the Ted Bundy, romanticized ones, which are still fine, but like the really screwed up ones. I like to understand the psychology, or at least try to understand the psychology of it. I really like that stuff. I like to listen to murder podcasts, that sort of thing. Let's see. My mom is a artist. She does oil paintings. I would share her art with you guys, but she does use her full birth first and last name, and as of right now, I am not doxxed. We'll see how long that lasts. But for now, I'm going to keep a little bit privacy there. What else do I like to do? I don't really know. I just like people, and I like creating content. I'm not a huge like, I'm not a big okay. So I'm a big personality. I'm a lot to handle, but I'm not a, like, hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, welcome to my stream. It's so great to see you. I'm not. I'm very relaxed. I'm very chill. That's one of the... If people could describe my stream, they have used the terms chill, raunchy, but wholesome. So, yeah. We talk a lot about sexual education. We talk a lot about health. I'm very involved in the kink community on a personal level, like myself, and also education. I've taken quite a few human sexuality classes in my day. I want to one day be a sex therapist, like a sex and relationship therapist. I want to have my certification to do that. So that's something we talk about on stream a lot. That's why there is, unfortunately, the 18 and up barrier. It's because I want to protect minors. Obviously, I know that if it's not hard to just hit a button saying, yeah, I'm 18, whatever. I did it when I was 14, you know? But the difference is, don't tell me your age. That's the rule. Like, I wish that if someone was under the age of 18 and they know that they're not mature enough to ingest certain information, that they didn't, and that they respected that. But I'm not stupid. I know that people underage chat it. So an example is there's a viewer who has sent me messages multiple times, like DMs, private messages, saying, you know, hey, I'm 12 years old. And I immediately banned them from Discord, from Twitch, from Twitter, everything. Because if I know that you're underage, I'm not okay with having you in this space. You know, during the day, I carry myself very much in that therapist role because that's what I want to be. So I'm very accepting, and I have no problem with teenagers. I talk to them out in the real life, out in the world when we're shopping at stores and stuff. I'm always very kind. But this is my space that I create to have a safe and comfortable space that I can talk about things that I really care about. I really care about sexual health. I really care about relationships and, you know, making sure that you and your partner are sexually compatible. It's something that I think it's really important, and it's overlooked a lot when we talk about, you know, problems in relationships. Most of them are like communication, listening to each other. And I'm like, what about the bedroom stuff? Are you having fun? Are you trying new things for each other? Are you establishing boundaries and communicating those boundaries? So I talk about that stuff a lot. I have a against TOS emote that my boyfriend likes to play in the stream a lot because sometimes he's like, Ashlyn, cut it back. You're sharing too much. I'm an oversharer. It's kind of what I do. I overshare so that it makes other people feel comfortable to share their own private stuff. But there's never any pressure. You never have to. What else? If you follow astrology at all, which I kind of do, I'm always back and forth on it. I don't follow horoscopes. I think that most of them are a bunch of baloney. But my grandmother, when I was born, hired somebody to do my entire birth chart. And I just read it recently, a couple days ago. And when I tell you, I have never been so called out in my life for my strengths and weaknesses. And it is, I mean, it's specific. So if you're interested in astrology, I'm a Cancer. I 1000% fit the stereotype of being a Cancer, if nothing else. So I'm very empathetic towards people. I'm an empath. I take things very personally. I care very much about people in my life. Can I be a bit stubborn and moody? Absolutely. But above anything else, I hope that I'm showing you that I do genuinely care. And I know that that's scary for people, and it's a very vulnerable thing that I share because I know that something something that's been going on a lot recently, especially recently on Twitch, is this idea that Twitch creators are therapists, especially in my case, because I am a music therapist and I'm currently working on my licensed professional counselor certification. But there needs to be that boundary of I am a therapist, but I'm not your therapist. So I will always, when all of the time, validate your feelings and your experience. But I cannot open myself up to having hundreds of people, even tens of people, hell, 5 people, using me as a therapist. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to you. So you can always, my DMs are always open, and I encourage you that if you don't have anybody to vent to, or anybody to talk with, use the Discord. We have a support channel. Use the Discord, use my DMs. If you just need a place to vent, use them. Just know that depending on what the content is of that message, I can't always respond. If I can respond, I will always validate you and listen. But there are certain things, I do have a lot of trauma that I've gone through and I've worked through. So if something is triggering to me or upsetting to me, I can't respond to it. I'll probably send you a message saying something like, I feel for you. I'm so sorry this is happening. That sounds horrible. But I do ask that you put a trigger warning, put a content warning in there, because I want to give you the space to feel safe, but I also need to give myself the space to feel safe. So people in the stream are always very welcoming. We have a lot of times people come in and they just vent about their day, and we will listen to it. It's when it takes away from the stream, or if you're not giving a content warning, or it's something very traumatic, is when we have to make that stop. And I think it's really important, as anybody on the internet, especially streamers, but anybody on the internet, to not only set boundaries, but then continue to enforce them. Ooh, I saved myself there. Because as people, we need boundaries. You can't just open yourself up to everybody around you. And that's part of the reason I do keep things private, because I need that boundary for my own safety as well as yours. It's not, I don't agree with, here's a controversial issue, no, I'm kidding. I don't like family vloggers. I don't like people that do daily vlogs. I think that, I guess more with family vloggers. I don't like family vloggers for a lot of reasons, but a big one is just like, you need your privacy with your partner and with your children. You deserve to have privacy, and I don't like seeing people share every aspect of their life. It's the same with celebrities and like the paparazzi following them. They deserve that privacy. And I think anybody deserves that privacy online. So, the whole be safe of what you post and what you share, because it never really goes away, all that fun jazz. What else? I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff, if you can't tell already. I love meeting new people. I love making new friends. I'm not somebody who... I'm being very vulnerable. My God, Ashlyn. I'm not somebody who makes friends very easily. I've always been the type to have 2 or 3 core best friends and a couple acquaintances. So I'm always excited to meet new people, especially people from different places in the world. I'm from the East Coast. If you can't already tell by this accent, this glorious East Coast accent. I love meeting new people. I love I love talking about games and, pretty much anything. I really love it. What else? Let's see. I'm big into crystals and magic and herbs and all that fun stuff. Again, that's not something you're into. That's okay. Just, I ask that you respect mine as I respect yours. I'm just a big, like, do whatever the fuck you want, man. I don't really care. Just, like, don't break the law. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt other people. I don't deal with trolls. I'm a very, like, I will make content out of it. So if you're gonna troll, like, I hope you're ready to either be validated to death and then maybe we'll become... I've had a couple people where I'm like, man, you really had a rough time. Like, are you okay? Like, I'm really sorry that no one gives you the love and attention that you deserve. And usually that works. Why am I sucking at this so bad all of a sudden? There we go. Oop. Hell yeah, that was hot. Or I just make content out of it. But if you do come for any viewers or people in chat, they are in a safe space and I will remove you immediately. I don't have a tolerance for it because giving the attention is exactly what they want. They want the attention. I like attention too, buddy. That's why I go on the internet and I do nice things. I get nice attention. I would much rather have nice attention than mean attention. Ugh, and this is the summit and this is where I choke. So something I do at the end of this game is I don't look at the timer because if I look at it, I choke and I panic. I just applied for a job. I just left my job yesterday. I was working as a resident activity coordinator. Fancy title, fancy office. It was very fun. I had a lot of fun there. I love the residents, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic and people not taking it seriously, I no longer felt safe working there. And the things that they were asking me to do were not safe. So I did leave. But I just applied to a job recently, and it was a video game, video game journalism and writing reviews and articles about games. And I wrote this super long one about Celeste. It's not that long, but like it's a lot longer than my Stardew Valley one. They wanted some samples. And I wrote about Celeste, and I was like, this game has changed my life. It's my favorite game. If I could ever recommend a game to you, it's Celeste. It will always be Celeste. It is a difficult game, but the way that the learning curve is so gradual and like it empowers you, it motivates you. The music is a fucking bop, dude. Oh my god. I love it. I love it so much. It's such a good game. Speaking of bops, here we go with my 19 different train tracks. One thing I do on stream is we have a channel point reward where I will write a song about you. And I don't mean a serious one by any means. I mean, I just start playing something and we see what comes out. If you want to check out some clips and highlights, I have them on the channel. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad. It's a hit or a miss. Some days I'm feeling a little more creative than others. But it's fun. And that's the thing. We have fun. It's very relaxed. Fuck you. Except for that. It's a very relaxed place. Everyone's welcome. It's, I work very hard at trying to keep it that way because I don't want it to ever be a source of stress. I'm a full-time student. I was working full-time until yesterday. I'm very proud of myself for that one. So Twitch is my self-care. It's my socialization. So I really hope that you guys, whoever sees this, stops by. Even if it's just for a quick hello and then you realize it's not for you. But I wanted to try something different because my schedule changes a lot and I am very busy. So right now I will be live a lot more, but I don't have a set schedule right now. So for some of you, you might be asleep when I'm streaming. For others, it might be prime time. So I have been trying to upload different VODs as a previous streams to YouTube, but they're very long And I don't think you want to watch 4 hours of me being nonsense. I don't know. You might. I don't know. So they are there if you want to, get involved. But a lot of it is in the community. Fucking excuse me. Ashlyn, get your life together. Please. Thank you. And a lot of these problems could be fixed if I just played the damn game on a D-pad. But I refuse, because that's too easy. Okay? I like pain. I'm a masochist. What can I say? My mom yesterday told me I was a glutton for punishment, and I was like, did you just call me a masochist, dog? Because the answer is yes. Also, I just got a new PB. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I gotta take a picture. That's so fun. I did this 6 times today, and I didn't get one. And now I get one when I'm making a video. God damn it. So now I got, jeez Louise. Anyway, let's transition out of that for a second. I think you can see Mushu in the tank back there. So I hope you enjoyed this little talky thing. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. And again, links are all down below. I'm really excited to meet all of you and just chat, I guess. So I'm gonna run. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Do all those YouTube things. I'm not gonna friggin'... If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. And I'll see you guys hopefully soon.